Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is the Thursday show. I'm Mike Smith, along with Aaron Glandon, and it's good to have all of you with us today. If you're new to this program, we get together and talk about some of the good news topics in and around our area, and our area basically covers several counties. It's just not Ross County, although that's where we're based. Every county that's contiguous to Ross, and then we go down into Scioto County, Fairfield County. So anything that you want to get promoted that's a good type news story, pass that along to us. You can go onto our website at littermedia.com to find our email and just drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Aaron Glandon, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Dan is on assignment today and tomorrow, and we'll catch up with him during the ball games Friday night and Saturday night, and we'll talk more about that in our sports section. Of course, Thursday's a very busy day, not only because of this show, but our Litter Media Radio Game of the Week pregame show at noon Thursday right back here.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
That is a lot. That's a lot. Weather, we're still getting rain, as we told you earlier in the week we would, all the way through Thursday, and that's today. Rain continues, a high today of 57. We expect the rain to let up tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 58 tomorrow, and then a little cooler for the weekend, but still mild for this time of year. Although there's I think like a 35 or 40% chance of rain Saturday with a high of 48, then clouds and 42 on Sunday. Looks like you've figured out how to get our temperatures back.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't let me go back to 11 a.m. It wouldn't let me roll it back. So what you're seeing right now is the wind for 9 p.m.
Okay, later tonight.
Yeah.
So this is our interactive weather that you see on our website at littermedia.com. And the neat thing about that, when you get on there, there's other functions that you can look at, air quality,
radar,
all that stuff. So have fun with that. If you're making a trip somewhere and you want to see what the weather's going to be like there, you can check on that. A lot to talk about on our show topics today. We'll get right to that coming up here in just a moment on Litter Media Live. Also want to talk about our good friends at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They've been around for more than 4 decades, and I'm pretty sure it was just a couple of years ago that they were celebrating year 40. The way Dan says it, it's like 50 years is next year. Well, that's not the case, because they just celebrated 40 just a couple of years ago. But they, full disclosure, I have used their services for many years in all 3 of these categories, and I give them a big thumbs up. If you need some help for your heating, cooling, and plumbing, give Accurate a call. News coming up.
Our financial lives have never been more complex, and some decisions just can't wait, which is why our K&B Mobility app gives you instant access to the financial tools you need wherever you are. Get a clear picture of all of your accounts, check your daily transactions, receive account alerts, and much more. So no matter where you are or what you are doing, you can make the best decisions for you and your financial goals. Download our Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
And if you ever want to find out what's happening in the latest news, any time of day, you can go right to our website, and this is kind of what it looks like right now, littermedia.com. Some of our top stories today were recent video projects that Dan and Aaron took part in, and you can take the lead on this with the Chillicothe Primary School STEM program.
Yeah, we went over there yesterday and the day before. The day before, they were learning about communication. Mm-hmm. So Dan talked to them a little bit about what we do and how we communicate to larger communities, but they're innovating in education, and they're learning STEM in kindergarten through 2nd grade. Mm-hmm. And so along with teaching them, basic things, they're also teaching them problem solving skills. One of the things they had them doing was they gave them a piece of paper and they could design anything they want. So like cut out shapes and everything. Yeah. But you have to use the whole piece of paper.
Ooh.
And so we have a little bit of that in this video coming up. We have Dustin England talking about what their STEM program is.
We're approaching from a place of critical thinking and creative thinking and collaboration, and can they communicate? We're not just looking for, conformity or a general blanket curriculum. So trying to develop little problem solvers.
What is it? Tell me about it.
It's a rocket ship.
A rocket ship. Good job.
Foundation is being built for many things here, like our literacy, our people skills. It's the foundation for everything. So why not the foundation for all those other career-based skills and their technological skills? And we're just building up from K through 2, and it's just spreading through the buildings.
I made a tent.
Good. Show me your drawing. Can I see your drawing? So this was your plan.
STEM is immersed in us. We don't even call it STEM anymore. It is our integrated curriculum. How we put everything together is designed around STEM and designed around, building better leaders, and doing that from an engineering perspective.
So these are really cool things they were doing. And that kid that made a tent, I was going around seeing a bunch of 2D images, but he made a tent and it was 3-dimensional. I thought that was really cool.
And STEM stands for? Science,
Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics.
Okay. Now, did they have this when you were in high school?
In high school, I mean, those things are part of the education, but usually not as young as kindergarten. Mm-hmm. Usually it's when you get to middle school, that's when you start learning about these things.
I think that's where when Dan and I first started hearing about it as media people talking about it, it seems like I remember Uniota was big in it, Chillicothe at that, as you said, the middle school level, but this is taking it to a different level, much younger. Yeah. So did you learn anything while you were there?
Oh, I learned all kinds of things.
We're going to have Aaron take a piece of paper and see what he can design here a little bit. Yeah, but you can check that out on our YouTube site.
Not yet.
Okay.
Right now, that's just on the show. You can go watch it again, though.
That's true, but I think it later will be showing up on our Litter Media YouTube. An interview we had yesterday on our Pickaway County Special Edition was with Nick Pruitt. Nick's with the Pickaway Community Action Commission. He was talking about a mobile hygiene center to help the homeless called Soap and Hope.
So the trailer is going to be equipped with 3 individual shower units, shower rooms that we'll have that also have HVAC connections. So they'll have heat for the wintertime. They'll have AC for the summertime. And then 2 commercial grade washer and dryer units that we're actually learning will likely be powered by propane. And then a small generator to run the electric for the HVAC unit. And really to hook the unit up, it requires just a basic residential garden hose hookup. It's that simple. It's a tankless hot water heater in the back of the trailer to heat all the water coming in for the washers and the showers. And then it's all gray water. There's no actual wastewater. So in conversation with the necessary individuals, we've learned that we can just run a hose to any storm drain and drain any of the water from the unit.
Great idea. I think Nick told us in the interview that Scioto County has something like this, but a really neat idea. When he was talking, I didn't bring it up during the interview, but it made me think of the Army Reserve unit out on Western Avenue during Iraq War. That was one of the things that they provided was, they could provide showers for the troops, I think laundry service. In fact, a number of years they went out to the Ross County Fair and took their units out there where people could utilize that. Mm-hmm. But it also gave the public an opportunity to see how they do that out in the field of combat for the troops. But this Soap and Hope is kind of like that, only it's 3 showers and, of course, washer and dryer setups for people to, get their clothes cleaned as well. And the idea is hopefully that if these folks are using that is a reason why they can't go in and do a job interview. Well, that takes that out of the equation.
Right.
So people can go in and put their best foot forward when they're looking for employment. Also in news today, Ross County Treasurer David Jeffers just yesterday sent out a press release announcing a new initiative aimed at providing residents with a convenient and environmentally friendly way to receive property tax bills. The Ross County Treasurer's Office is now offering a paperless billing option for residents who wish to have their bills sent to them via email. If you want to learn more about this and how to sign up, go to our website story at littermedia.com. Now, this next photo, this is a special group of seniors at Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center. It's Ms. McCullough's Voices of Freedom class. And they are getting set to be guardians on the May 30th voyage of the Honor Flight. That's where they'll be taking World War II, Korean, and Vietnam-era veterans to the nation's capital to see the monuments. The Honor Flight's been around for a number of years. They just recently met with Ms. Beth Johnson, the executive director of Honor Flight Columbus, and they said a big shout-out to Jasmine, Addison, Faith, Simon, Haley, Hayden, and Olivia. That crew is all in, they said. So we salute all of these students and the staff for being willing to be escorts to our great veterans when they make that May 30th trip. 6 Zane Trace FFA chapter members traveled to Colorado. That's them on the right. That was in mid-January to experience agriculture in another part of the United States. Their trip began in Denver as the group visited the 118th National Western Stock Show. In a related note, the group on the left, those 4 members of the Zane Trace FFA chapter competed in the Ohio FFA Food Science and Technology Career Development event, and they placed 4th in the state of Ohio. And that competition was held at the Ohio State University. You can read more about that and find out the names of those youngsters in our website story at littermedia.com. And those are the news topics for the day. When we come back, we'll take a look at sports, all ahead on Litter Media Live. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, serving Ross and surrounding counties. They're there to help you, folks. That's right. They got those big orange dumpsters they can bring to your property. You can throw all the junk that you want to get rid of. Maybe it's a cleanup project around your house, your business, on the farm. And the fact that you see that ghost map in the back, it's not just Ross County, it's all of the counties surrounding. If you give them a call for a free estimate, it's 253-8389. Tell Carl that Dan and Mike and Aaron sent you. Sports coming up.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
And check the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau for things going on in our community. I know it's wintertime, things kind of slow down a little bit, but there's a lot of indoor fun activities that the Visitors and Convention Bureau can tell you about. Give them a call. Talk to Gene or Melanie down there. Taking a look at sports, high school basketball from last night. There was actually a couple of boys' games. Non-conference play, Circleville beat Hillsborough 56-46. Those two schools used to be in the same league way back in the day in the SCOL. Now they're in separate conferences. Rock Hill on boys was also winner over Gallia Academy. Now girls FAC action, Hillsborough beat Chillicothe 52-36. Non-conference girls, you see Zane Trace, Huntington, and Oak Hill were all winners. In the Shack, White Oak, and Peebles were victorious. Gallia Academy over Southern in girls OVC action. Sheridan still undefeated. I know the folks at Uniota with their girls basketball program, as good as it is, they're probably looking out of the corner of their eye down the road at this club, because these were the two schools that met in that wild district championship game last year where Uniota rallied to beat Sheridan. That's going to be a heck of a matchup in the tournament if they do square off. Of course, at noon today, right here on Litter Media Live on Facebook, we'll be talking about our games of the week, a pregame show. A little different this week. Ordinarily, we just have the Friday game we're previewing, but we have a doubleheader this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Miami Trace at Jackson for Friday night, Circleville at Tays Valley on Saturday. And we'll be talking to all 4 coaches of those 2 games in our pregame show coming up at noon today right here. So when we sign off from this show, don't just put us aside. Connect with us at noon today. The second weekly OHSAA RPI ratings came out for girls and boys basketball. As we explained it last week, instead of the coaches voting on the seeds, this year for basketball, it's on the rating system, and that's based on strength of competition, the games you won against those squads, and so forth. You can get on this website story at littermedia.com and go to boys or girls link, and then you fill in the division and the district that you want to see, and it'll lay it out for you as to the week 2 ratings as to how everybody lines up. Congratulations goes out to Portsmouth Notre Dame's Lady Titans swim team. Last night, they won the SOC Girls Swimming Championship. Congratulations on that. I'm sure the FAC, their title meet, that's coming up here probably within the next week or so. NBA action last night. We were talking just a couple of days ago about the win streak the Cleveland Cavaliers had. Well, that came to an end last night. Milwaukee beat the Cavs 126-116. And that is a look at sports, except I didn't get an image for this. I know there are some Michigan fans out there. Jim Harbaugh is leaving the Wolverines as head coach. He's going to the San Diego Chargers as their new head coach. That was announced last night. Played 4 years with the Chargers as a quarterback. I think they had a losing record while he was there as quarterback. But he said, I think there was a Twitter quote that he had. He thought that the family ownership when he played there was just great, and he was glad to reconnect with them. So he got his national championship at Michigan. He's going back to the pros. Do you remember who he took to the Super Bowl as a NFL head coach?
Nope.
San Francisco 49ers. Well, if you didn't know that, did you know that he played against his brother, the Baltimore Ravens, in that Super Bowl?
I did not know that.
First time ever that 2 brothers were in a Super Bowl coaching against one another. Now, there have been players. Right. The Kelsey brothers did that against one another, but first time that was ever done by 2 head coaches. So might see that again somewhere down the line. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with this date in history, taking you to something involving television. We just did I Love Lucy's show the other day, but this is something a little bit different from 1949. That's coming up next on Litter Media Live.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Before I close on the sports completely, a couple of there may be more than 2, but those are the ones that I know of. Games that were postponed in SVC boys basketball last Friday. The Zane Trace at Westfall game that we were supposed to broadcast last Friday, that's being played tonight. And Adena boys are at Huntington tonight. Again, there may be 2 other conference games tonight. I never did see the reschedule, but those 2 games I know are on for certain. 1949, the Emmy Awards were first held at the Hollywood Athletic Club. Now, everybody that watches TV knows about the Emmys. It's kind of like TV's equivalent to the Oscars or the Tonys for Broadway and so forth. But here's some things that I didn't know, and maybe some others didn't know as well, just about this trophy, for example. The awards recognize excellence, of course, in TV. And in 1949, that was kind of a novel medium because there wasn't a whole lot of TV shows on in 1949. After rejecting 47 designs, this now famous statuette depicting a winged woman holding, what do you think that is that she's holding? I didn't realize it till I read this.
The moon.
It's an atom.
Oh, okay.
Like ATOM, atom.
Not the moon.
What's that? Not the moon. No, it's an atom in her extended arms. It was created by the TV engineer Louis McManus, who used his wife as a model. Now, I don't think his wife had wings, but that was added later, of course. The figure represented the collaborative relationship between art, the muse, and science, the atom. The name Emmy, E-M-M-Y, was a feminized version of Emmy, I-M-M-Y, which was shorthand term for the image orthicon tube that was used in TV cameras until the 1960s.
Interesting.
So if you've ever wondered, what's that statuette represent? She's holding an atom.
It's a bunch of science mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, let's go back to STEM class. Maybe we can figure it out. So that's a little bit of background on the Emmy Awards that started back in 1949.
Do you know what television show has the most Emmys? Just take a guess.
Oh, MASH?
Mm-mm. Think of something long-running.
Oh, Gunsmoke?
No.
Really? Because that was on like 20-some years. How about Bonanza?
You're not going to think of it, but it'll make sense when I say it.
Okay.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I can see that. Although the last 10 years, it's kind of like, the writing is horrible.
But everybody still watches it.
I don't. I can't even tell you the last time I've seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen a full episode of it.
Yeah. Of course, you're just a young pup.
Right.
And I can remember when it came on the air. You know, Chevy Chase is such a familiar character. He was only on there 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like Gomer Pyle in the Andy Griffith Show. He was only on there 1 year, and then they spun it off to Gomer Pyle USMC.
Right.
But yeah, the writing is... I can remember when Billy Crystal came on for a year. It kind of pumped the ratings back up. And, of course, Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy and all those guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because they have categories for comedy, drama, and then variety.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the variety category that it's...
It didn't classify as comedy? Or
no,
does
I
it?
think comedy is like a sitcom.
Okay.
It'd be varieties like talk shows and things like that.
Got you.
You know what drama has the most Emmys? Fairly recent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been doing syndicated TV for a while. I'm guessing probably Law and Order because it's been on so long.
Game of Thrones.
What?
Game of Thrones.
I didn't even know it was a TV show. I thought it was just a video game. How long was that? Is that still on TV?
No, it just ended a couple years ago. There were 8 seasons. I've seen the first episode.
Wow. Yeah. I'm not missing anything, am I, folks? Did you like the show?
Oh, I've seen one episode and I didn't.
Oh, so you didn't care for it?
I didn't continue.
Gotcha. Well, there you have it. That is our daily topics program for this Thursday, January the 25th. But as we said earlier, come back with us in about 50 minutes, about noontime, for our Litter Media Games and that's plural, of the week, because we have games on Friday and Saturday, all 4 coaches. And, of course, we'll also have our weekly Athlete of the Week award from Neil Coleman Insurance and Wyandotte Group. And if you missed it over the weekend, I don't know how you could have, because we had it all over the place. We did have Cole Miller as the Athlete of the Year. That presentation, if you missed it, can be found on our Litter Media YouTube site. So be back here in about 45 minutes to 50 minutes or so. Aaron and I will have our Game of the Week pregame show coming up on Litter Media Live.